Okay. I should turn this camera up a little bit. Alrighty then. You guys can all hear me? Welcome, Di. That's good, you can hear me. Okay. I am in that just a little bit. I know, I heard. You remember what happened last time? Just so you know, I'm not sure what the website's doing. The livecount.io is doing, but I had to put white backgrounds back into it so you can see it, and I turned the kick one off for the moment because I don't have a white background set up for it yet. I hope you feel better, Di. I had a bad day today too. I was cooking my pizza. The second pizza that I got out of the microwave, I cannot explain this whatsoever. I took the plate out of my microwave with 2 hands and then it just fell on the floor. So I had to throw the whole pizza away. So to make up for the pizza, I decided to have a little bit of bread. For some reason, I had trouble spreading butter on the bread. So there's my day for you. No, that's not bad. My situation is correct. Yeah. But I have lost a family member of mine too, so I know exactly how that feels. And it's a very long road to recover. You get to understand that they're no longer with you. That pain just never really goes away. You get used to the pain, and it just takes a long time to heal. No, some people don't. Some people live in misery for the rest of their life. My dad, he took a long time to finally let the pain rest. He still suffers though, but I think as of recent years he's been getting a little bit better. I do understand that it's never going to go away for him. He's accepted it. It's just part of life. But I wish you best. Hope you recover. Phoenix used illegal evidence. That was somehow planned for him to have it. Yes, that's how it ended. You're right. So now we do the investigation part of that. This is the part where it won't make sense. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This, I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. But you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnifi Ramari's disciples pulled the trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zach Ramari go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? The past left us these 4 keys to unlock the truth. That's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the no, I don't think so. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must taste the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. Breaking the 4th wall, aren't we? I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended, half finished, when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelets, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Magatama. Magatama. I pronounced it wrong. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use L and R to jump between the past and present. Let's begin 7 years ago in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. So, Phoenix is right now dealing the cards for us. I'm gonna tell you something right now. So, they apparently made modifications to this whole thing, because in the DS, it was very broken. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what had happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up to walk away, but I figured I'm the only one who could do this probably. And besides, I had plenty of time. Thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision, it's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. 7 years ago, detention center, visitor's room. What strange sight doth my eyes behold? Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. Forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within the plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano in a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifique Grimare for one. Who pulled the trigger? Valent? Or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. You'll understand why I picked this one first. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear. And he never even touched it. Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Grimare killed Magnifique. It was as good as signed confession. That's certainly been public opinion's take on it. I've grown tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. Let's go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as the audience waits with bated breath, there will be balance. And also, yes, now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifique's repertoire is mine. Valent Grimare has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in the light, the trial was quite good to me. Verdict or no. And you can't pay for the kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valent. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnifique's instruction as your partner. So I was. But only Zach Grimare followed them. Let us not speak anymore of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. Hello, Phoenix. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifique had up his sleeve. How could he concede you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you don't know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secret. I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. It can show me the locks on people's hearts. And if I can unlock these hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all. The Magatama ends it. So, we're unable to break locks here, but we'll come back to that. Okay? Seven years ago, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. Ah, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Zack? There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I am talking about this. Mr. Nigmar! The defendants escape! Find him quick! Bailiff, close all the exits from the building! On the double! He must not be allowed to escape! When I came here on the fateful morning, I still had my badge. But now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. We don't need to have such a bad experience on that one. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir. Down on the hands, floor, on your head. Now. Die, we know who he is. Oh, maybe I should say that louder. It's Robin Phoenix. Die is probably reading that and says, shouldn't that say down on the floor, hands on your head? What's the big deal? My ears! No unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. Wait, what? No unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. Well, I guess that means we are, right? It's a double negative. But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Oink! I just say it like it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. I'm pretty sure that saying doesn't have a double negative. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? This music's from Justice for All, just to let you know. On a case, a few years ago. No recollection of that, sir! Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present, progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is only now, sir. Oh, it happened more than just that case. It happened in most of Justice for All. Okay. You're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir. Court Bailiff Mike Meek is at your service, sir. I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir! But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. let's not go there. So, you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing? I'm dying over here! It's hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Guess I wasn't the only victim. Last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. He is dressed up like an official Japanese police officer. They do have a band going across their arm that literally says police in Japanese. Well, I should say kanji, because that's what that is. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me! That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir, forced to start from square one. A lowly bailiff. I would think the bailiff would get paid more than a police officer, though. But your uniform. I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I'm dying over here! A star rising among the court bailiffs full of holes, then tragedy strikes! Repeating himself. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zachary disappearance? Oh, the humanity! That's enough of that. Well, yes. I'd say it was around 2 o'clock p.m. when I heard a commotion in the court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slammed open. Slam! Doors don't slam open. And some guy's face is right there in front of my face. So you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I being a bailiff with little standing, I gave chase. I chased the silk cat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the courtroom building here. Aha! There's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. There's only a section of the courtroom. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own. Okay, and which way did Zachary run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this and around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw the magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like I was right here because it was lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room? I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word. Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound it caused me indescribable pain. I'm dying! I'm dying over here! Okay. I won't say it again, promise. But you have to admit it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. Why the pause? There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir. How can he talk so loud and still be hiding something? So Zach was in the room when he vanished? Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. That red silk hat, the flowing cape. Red? It looked very pink, does it not? He ran right into here, right inside this room. Silk hat, cape. That's Zach, all right. But sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do. But nothing, sir. What about now? Any ideas? Sir. Ideas about what exactly, sir? If you don't mind me asking. You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? Cyclops. I should have known. Okay, so we're locked up. So... 7 years ago, Wright and Co. law offices. Oh, morning, Daddy. I'm so glad you came. You okay, Daddy? They picking on you? I'm fine as always. This old boy here is here to help me after all. That's a young man to you. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks! My first chance today after all. 2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office. Chrissy? Something we need to talk about. Di, you better get your tissues. It's gonna be sad. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. It's hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you want to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. Won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. You don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh? Really? So, if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? Huh? I guess so. It's getting weirder. Mr. Attorney? Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy if you'd like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. Okay, say Daddy. That was quick, yes? If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy. Oh, and this office? It's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know. Oh, and Daddy? You got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this. Lucy, how old are you? Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do fine, Daddy. Ah, thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right? You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me. For Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that. Actually, that's pretty accurate. So, here's my idea. We'll make new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way. Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law, if you were to ask some people. Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead. You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? You got me, don't ya? I'm a professional. A professional? Yep. After all, I am a directly descendant from the famous Acme. Directly descended. He's your father. Oh, and now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright too. I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, Zachramari? Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy. Which daddy was that again? Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of Troupe Grimari. And they're big. The Grimaris. They were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it. Big magic happens when you put Zach and Valiant Grimari together, you know. Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage. And this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall. Let me guess. There was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top. I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic. I shouldn't have brought it up so soon. I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone. Mommy? Yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother. But I have my magic. And a great daddy, even if he is unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay. I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. So Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs. They say that? I thought it was funny though. What it was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid! Right. So in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy. That's right! Well, want to see a trick? You're going to do a magic trick? Alright, Di, I'll let you pick this one. You want to see the magic trick? Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all. That's the spirit! Ready? Here goes! Ta-da! Hey, folks, it's Mr. Ed. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Yeah! Wow, that was startling! The amazing Mr. Hat is Isn't he great? Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service. He certainly makes an impression. Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy. Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Get it, heady? My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. Amazing Mr. Hat added to the core record. Wow, we're going to probably need this. Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay? Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage. On stage? You mean with your daddy? Excuse me. Yep. She was always there with Zach and Val and smiling. But then she went away. Went away? It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished. I guess she didn't know how to get back. Maybe so. I cried then a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this here. This is your mother? She's beautiful. Dying? I'm going to ask you this. Do you remember seeing somebody like that in this game? Not sure? We'll learn more about her. Her name is Celesa Grimare. Poor girl. Didn't know her mother had gone missing. Now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes. Hey, Daddy? You won't. Don't worry. I won't vanish. I promise. Right. You can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have a backup plan. I don't think he wants to be addressed as a backup plan. I guess all I rate as is a backup plan. Trucy Locket added to the core record. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that. It's okay, after all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The Wright Talent Agency opens tomorrow. What? But are we representing anyone? Me and you. That makes two, Daddy. I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you might be a magician, but I'm no talent. Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way, you mean you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket. Okay, I'll think of something. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. Welcome to the team, Daddy-o. The team. Right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was pretty dark times in my life. Trucy? Happy, smiling Trucy. It was my light. Okay, Okay, so we don't have anything unlocked yet. So we completed that one. So what we're working on is trying to gather evidence. So the more we progress, the more the present will start to unlock. "7 years ago, new studio. I figured you'd come here sooner or later." Place looks a lot different, doesn't it, Di? You think about alpha and beta games and how they look before we reach the final game. This is what this kind of reminds me of. Like, we're looking at a beta world. I decided on sooner to miss him. Was it? I haven't done anything. And I don't come here to whine about past events. I want to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, her court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes only watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Finished, right, was it? I'll answer what I can. Not sure, but feels like I'm being watched intensely. This is my daughter. Sarah, say hello. He's gone. Now we begin then. Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not sadly a profitable one. I've never sold a paint. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother. Her weary me and left. I don't want her to grow up, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries? Don't look at me with those eyes. Or don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your work aren't painting, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this. That was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. And why did you take the job? I was well paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. Trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Alright. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a simple page of reference. The second, a printed document. I can only surmise was written by my client. They used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote. Thus, as I said, my first job by nature. So, who was your client? As I stood in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, I felt that. Ah, Cyclops. Of course. Seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Don't know if I have anything that's going to let me talk to her. So, I don't think we have anything to talk to him at. So, we do have a little bit more for this one. Do you think we're ready for this one? We finished Trucy, so we should be able to finish this one. If you need Andy's help, you can always message him. The disappearing trick. Okay, Mr. Meekins. What do you know? Spit it out. Hey! What's the atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Zachramari vanished from this room. How'd he do it? Oh, sir. Well, sir, I can't say sir. Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it was impossible. What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? Well, we got a little bit of hint on that one. What did you just say? Sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was something else in the room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain a state of not talking. It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who was here in this room that day. Who was here, Di? Well, they said it was a girl, so Zach's not a girl. Vera has not left the house that she was in. So the only other girl would end up being this one. Because she was the only other one that was at the courtroom. Sir, sir, I've never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Sir! Sir, that day she was here in the room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician. 7 feet? Zach isn't even that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Ramari. But you saw something. And therein lies the trick. I think I know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? You know what this trick is, Di. I lost some friends on Twitch, it looks like. What's that? That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? Come again? That night on stage, I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat! He really exists! Okay, that wasn't so hard, now was it, Di? I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Grimari exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner, sir. Corner room, sir. Zach Grimari! Don't even think you can escape Meekins! Down on your hands, floor on your head! It's down on the floor, hands on your head. Hello? Something the matter, mister? No, that is... Sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir. Zach Ramari, do you know him? Oh, I love Zach Ramari. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan. I see. That's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyways, that very same Zach came into this room. But no one's been in here except me. He has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa in the trash can, but behind the painting, under the rug. So, Trisha was his accomplice. Imagine my astounding surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him, Mr. Hat. I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while, I thought it had all been a long dream. A dream that lasted a week. But it wasn't the magician who disappeared, it was Mr. Hat. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door, out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act. She was standing in front of lobby number 2, along with Mr. Hat. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you came in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and at the very moment Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then, all she had to do was tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape, Zach Ramari's red cape, flutter like a cape. Astounding, sir. All my days of posing quarries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die, or the scattered remains of a measly eaten chocolate parfait. My sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you'd suffer on account of this case. It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many times, sometimes more than once, but this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me! Actually, about that girl. I'm sort of her guardian now. That's so. Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. Okay. I let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great Detective Gumshoe! Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want, it's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I've taken from me, that I had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free. Right. I'll see you in court next time then, sir. I look forward to it. All eyes were on Zach Ramari that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now, part of the mystery has been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. So, they're going to give us a new one unlocked. The Borscht Bowl Club. Which we can take a look at, because we're still waiting for evidence to do the other two. Present day, Borscht Bowl Club. I'll be taking my leave now. We know who this is. Still have some work to do back at the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight. You know who I am? Who I am? No, but if you hum it, I can play it. We know who this guy is, right, Di? Just kidding. I don't do requests. I want a different sort of request. You see, I play cards. Oh. A customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night at the Keys. I see a true competition. I have heard the Borscht Bull Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is a friend of yours? We know who this is too, don't we? Ah, don't mind me. I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman. Oh, he will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Wright Talent Agency represents 2 artists. I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent. I can't play anything past chopsticks. Which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. Didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bull Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. Come here to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No. It's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. Real players carry cash. Always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then, let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes. But before we go, yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith. Not the name that we are familiar with, unless you're going to go back to case 1. Oh, and I'm Risho Spark. Spark Risho, news reporter. Oh, I'm... No, Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am. Have we met? Ah! Right there. Today in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. What are you talking about? I am talking about this. Mr. Nigmar! The defendant's escaped! Find him quick! Bailiff! Close all the exits from the building. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape. Can't be. But you're... Sacramari? Yes. The reincarnation act of the century. pity I have only an audience of one. You. Sakramari. This must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life. You there. Da. We will play soon. Ready the room. Da. I will be preparing the hideout for you. Are you really him? B is Akramari? No, I am Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I cause you much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Juicy. I mean, she's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I have come. That, and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker? His eyes. He's serious. I despise losing after all, above all else. And so I've decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything about the competition. Oh, it's the secondary. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me. And I do. We compete that day 7 years ago, too. Ah, yes. You must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2. 1. Showdown time. I lost. Only a game of poker. The game I played for a long time and only lost twice. It was the first. The man I killed. Of course. You chose your defense attorney by playing poker. Some were hired, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. You know that you do. Juicy's power? Juicy? She is in a class of her own. For 7 years, I've played poker here in the Borscht Bull Club. I've never lost once. I'm good. But not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals. Daddy, got a good hand. You must have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reaction is a staple of performance magic. Those of Trucy's line possesses far greater skill. Her line? Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost. Magnifique Primari. It was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Grimari blood or something? Blood. I felt that too. I'm sorry, but it is not something told lightly to outsiders. It is nothing you need to know at this time. some kind of Kamari secret. Fine. She's 15 this year. Still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know. When I play my disappearing act, there's a thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes. For that, I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day because of this. This? Transferal of rights. You see the signature? Transferal? That's Magnifique Grimari's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all rights to the secret staging and performance of my magic. To the recipient named below. Recipient, Zach Grimari. Magnifique Grimari. So this was the last page of the diary. To the recipient named below. The recipient's name is you, Zach Grimari. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You recall the diary, yes? First, take a look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. If it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Wait, let me see that. How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnifique gave it to me that night. He could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It's all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnifique Grimari's illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple. As the rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Daughter. That is why I've risked all to come here tonight. Russell. Sir! Ah, here you go. What's this? Letter. Passing the right I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides. Ah, I may not look it, but I am a certified notary. You are. By day, I wear a notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also by day, I wear a reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I have come here tonight. Transferal of rights added to the court record. Ah, I finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said? Precisely. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all of their possessions. Exactly. Which is why I am here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document. For my 7 years are up. You might say I am securing my daughter's inheritance. Do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yes. I received the performance rights from Magnifi Grimari. However, this was done in secret, without witnesses. Before Magnifi died, two potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Grimari, and Valiant Grimari. Not Trucy. I see. So you do need this document. I have known Brushel since before I vanished. He is a man I trust. Now only 3 know of my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background and found you have no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. I was kind of hoping he'd say something other than something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else but Trucy's mother. It's a mystery. Okay. I'm not quite finished with that. This person in the photo is Trucy's mother. How did you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? He is gone. What more is there to say? Lots? Ah, I know. Whoa, you still here? According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother, Magnifi's Grimari's only daughter, end quote. What? Magnifi's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zach? Brushel, you say too much. Why am I the bad guy? Why? Zach ditched him. Zach decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Thalassa Grimari. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather me some more evidence clearly. While the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition. Final? Why? As you said, I've come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground. Without seeing your daughter, it would be best if I did not. 7 years ago we played. 7 years ago I lost. I already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. I have heard that you never lose. Just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose, unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation. I think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool or How much did we lose? Because I seen a box that said my stream was disconnected. How much did you miss? Okay, are we back? You said the last time was 2 minutes, so you didn't miss that much? I had to reconnect to XSplit. So you got a chance to see the transferal rights. I think you missed the part where Shady Smith and Phoenix Wright were talking about getting the game on. Because I think it went out when I showed him a picture of Trucy's mom. Is that where the last you saw it? So you missed the part where Brushel mentioned that Trucy's mother is Magnifie's daughter. You missed that part. And where Shady Smith decked him. Unless you've seen that part, let me know. I think this is going to end the first part of this because we still got to go back and do the locks for this one. Brushel, you may leave. But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop. I punched and I punched, but still it's not enough. I guess Brushel's the punching bag. I just remembered a future prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. Oh, and nice meeting you, Piano Man. Who the hell am I, Bob? Billy Joel? Devs, you make every translation for every different icons in the game. You could not give us a translation of the chalkboard in the back? Because I see kanji, and I see yen, and the price. See, even the piano's in kanji. They should at least give us English. Then let us begin. Dealer. Da. You will be witness to our competition. Da. It is an honor for me. Why haven't I seen her around here before? Oh, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. You know him? After a fashion, listen, finish right. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. Okay. The Grimari's power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. I knew where to get it. Lucy's mother. I needed to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zach Grimari knew, but how and why? Okay, we're going to skip this one for a minute. I will BRB for a split second. I will not change it to the BRB because XSplit gets very funny when I change scenes, but I'll be back. We will, however, be going back to the detention center over here. And this is where it gets confusing. He might leave with camera. Alright. I guess I might as well just leave the camera on him because he's going to sit there. If he leaves, I'll bring the camera back on me. We'll have a cat cam for a bit. Alright. So I'm hoping we have what we need for this here. Although, I could probably go and save this. Just in case. Okay. We'll give it a shot. The trick up his sleeve. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world. That's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finals. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess is it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troupe lived in a world of swordsmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let me make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Well, this one is basically pretty easy to figure out. Remember that word, danger. Why, that's one of ours. Specifically designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet. One shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zach and Valent's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot 'em canceled because someone might get hurt? Of course. What other reason could there be? Well, it could have been canceled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating. My boss and forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me, what would have happened if there had been an accident? What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on, and this shows who it was. This one should be pretty easy to figure out too. You mean the locket? But that's Zachariah's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalesa, I believe was her name. Alakazam! How can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalesa was at the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. Of course, we're going to have to probably present one of the evidence that we've already presented. It would have to be, because this is a real firearm. It shoots real bullets. Mr. Wright, I envy you. Again, apparently that wasn't right. It appears your chosen profession is far more lenient than mine. What do you mean? For us magicians, a single misstep can be fatal. I'm still more of the original music. They didn't really need to remix it for this game. But, yeah, some remixes are a fresh breath of fresh air for the game, so I understand why they remixed it. A single mistake can be fatal for an attorney, too. Ah, so it can. Okay, so we made a mistake on that one. The lace is the key. I can see her name affects him. But just a name isn't enough. I need to recreate the day in his mind. Starting with where she stood. Thalesa was at the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. I wonder. Well, welcome to the stream, Robo Venom. So if it wasn't the pistol, what was it? Well, the letters are directed to both Zach and Balance to be present at a certain time. To fire the pistol, that doesn't have anything to do with Thalesa herself. Maybe Andy can help you on this one. Is that what he said? Nothing yet? Just spam them. Well, our lovely fairy is right now acting as an attorney, despite I'm the one that's controlling it. I don't have a stamp. The idea of the protagonist in the universe. Occasionally just stopping and staring at people for minutes and only to present completely irrelevant evidence. Yeah, I don't have a stamp for this one. So, does that mean we can't do it? So, if that's the case, we need to go back to the present. Present day. Central Prison, Solitary Cell 13. Well. Isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? You look well, Mr. Wright. You too, Gavin. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours. And I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. J.D. Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Ramari. You know the defendant. I remember him. Of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Well, I think they're creating the illusion that he's standing outside the cell, which I think the Great Ace Attorney did a better job of it. But there's a reason why we have to be inside this cell, and it'll come back later. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago? Ah, yes. The trial where Zach Ramari pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praises and adorations for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney. Was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous save for one dissenting option. Yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position after all. For 7 years, we've been friends. And yet, I still don't understand you. Mr. Wright, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspected me then, as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zach Romari mentioned your name, Gavin. Oh, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe it was his name. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Well, for those who hasn't played it, I don't allow spoilers, but I don't have that many people that's in this chat. But Christoph Gavin as a villain was actually a surprise to the writers, because they opened it up as him being the villain right from the very beginning of the game. Which in a lot of other situations, if they had one guy that they portrayed as the villain, we didn't really get a chance to see it until halfway down the game. Because I remember your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I seemed to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No. Zach Romari. Whoa. I've never seen psych locks like these. These locks will come back to haunt us later. Dark, cold, full of despair. I even unlocked these. Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. Told ya, this fingernail polish would come back. Doing his nails. Okay. I need more. I gotta have more information. That envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail here in jail? That I do. So they read it first, apparently. Still, I'm allowed to the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the lights are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. Haven't really occurred to me. If Capcom decided that they were going to do an in-depth novel on this, maybe. You're thinking, what self-respected man would use nail polish? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say. One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate, small things, except nothing else. That certainly does look like a first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please, have one. It's on me. Nail polish slipped into the pocket. This is going to be important. Well, we're going to end it for now. There. I don't want to talk to this little girl. Mr. Mishram, I was wondering if you could tell me about the... I've not been in touch with the outside world for some time. Sorry, but that isn't much of an inspiration to me. Oh, so now he sent... Okay, so I can look around. I can examine. Yeah, just settle on over here for a closer look. Okay, so that's the reason why I don't have it. That's a pretty bottle. Don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often. The light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. Well, he's not considered apprentice. He would be called understudy, stuff like that. What's this red envelope? Don't touch that. It's quite important. The painter's face just changed hues. Guess I better behave, though it's tempting to just grab it. That's an awful small frame. What's that inside, a stamp? Please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. That's Stack and Talent, the Brahmaris, isn't it? The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Brahmaris were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore. Now that one of them vanished off the face of the earth. There, went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. He's been a dedicated fan ever since. He watched them every time they came on TV, till the end. I see. That stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. Still wonder how she got her hand on it. Commemorative stamp added to the core record. Okay. This is you and Vera? Yes. We took that one quite recently. I know I'm a painter. Why not paint a portrait instead? I've never been that good at people, unfortunately. Right. Didn't you practice? Okay. Nope. Well, now that we got the stamp, we might as well try this again. Alright. So, to make things run smoothly, I will skip to that part we need the stamp. Okay. Chupa Gamar's performance were very, very popular. So popular that they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze. We were an age, a golden age. It's all here on the stamp. There's Thalassa, yes. Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know! Part of his memory is still locked up. There's one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troupe was a world unto itself. If our leader Magnifi was so inclined, he could hide anything he wishes with ease. But Mr. Wright, then he could have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Fallon's got a point. If one of the troupe members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? So close. There has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zach and Fallon's relationship with Magnifi. I see it in your eyes. You still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands so completely. Di, you can go ask Andy for help on this one. Tom, you got a choice with evidence or with a person? With person, huh? It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zach's wife tied both your hands. And this information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you. Drew has no connection with the Gramaris. Drew Misham has no connection with the Gramaris. Delesa. Let's try it. Maybe wrong, but we'll try it. It wasn't a question of who shot Delesa. Delesa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Gramari's wife, Lucy's mother. Magnifique Gramari's only daughter. There was a terrible accident. And the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. That wasn't the key to Magnifique's power over you. I don't know what else. It was an accident! Okay. There's no proof. None at all. But Delesa went missing. Your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Trupe Gramari? Master Magnifique Gramari has only daughter. And his two disciples. Doesn't sound like a receipt for disaster, does? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was, an accident. Stack and balance, tour de force. Guns blaze, bullets fly. Towards the beautiful body on stage. And then crash, sing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. Happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullet shot Delesa, we shall never know the answer. Delesa disappeared from our lives. Zach was Barrett, his wife. She lost her mother. Magnifique, his daughter. That led to blackmail, I take it? It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifique Gramari try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for Trupe Gramari. In the event that he's talking about, that event itself is complicated. Because they still don't know who shot Delesa. And the complicating part is, nobody knows where she's at. A passing the torch from Magnifique to Zach and Valent. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Delesa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all yet. Even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself, and Zach found he no longer opposed Magnafie's wishes. Magnafie forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads. Things were dark behind the scenes in Trupigramari. That's for sure. Does Trucy know? He was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. Started to dredge up old memories. This has helped a lot. Not to find Magnafie's slayer, I should think. True. Ah. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing, quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interview, he became quite close to my partner, Zach. I liked him not. I see. His name? I do not recall. But his scent? The cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. Doesn't no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will now uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Trupigramari, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned. The newsman! I never learned who that was at the time. So I got a pretty good idea who it is now. A smile and that sickly sweet smell of mint. Last lost thin thread connecting Zachramari to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. Okay. So this is going to send us to the last two. So we do have one more, but we're going to have to go through these two to finish up the past. Now I said this is very confusing because we had to go in the present to solve the past. Present day. To studio. Hey, well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Misham was poisoned and his daughters... Oh yes, I know. Oh, how I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he had tracked down case just a little quicker, end quote. Were you on the trial of this case this whole time? Zachramari was a good friend. Zach said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bull Club. What a character, what a man. If a little, no, a lot. No, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, no interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking all sorts of things lately. It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them in, though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Hobo Phoenix is actually my favorite version of Phoenix, end quote. He always felt like he was being watched. This is an expression that's been heard all throughout the gaming world, hasn't it? Every day for 7 years, balls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched. You mean he felt guilty? No. I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingly sensation on back of neck. Freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. Drew Misham felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. But don't worry. Don't you wonder why Zach Grimari got robbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanished from that courtroom. Then for 7 years, he talked to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time. Maybe not just me, maybe you were too. Me? I met Zach through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifi Grimari? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident during the quick draw shoot 'em practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I watched it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled a fresher mint than they do now. Valen Grimari did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifi Grimari at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalesa, wasn't it? Really? Then Thalesa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. Magnifi wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habits got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalesa's husband, see? Zach Grimari. Something strange was in the air over at Truppe Grimari in those days. The whole screwy mentor-controlling disciples scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalesa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me. Off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times, but over time, he came to see me as his confidant. Plot of this game thickens, end quote. He began waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. The big revival of the Magnifi miracle, of course. It was all a dream. He's talking about Valiant, by the way. Because of this, the performance rights, in the absence of any official document, he was golden. Who's to say that the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valiant? So Valiant waited till Zach died, legally at least. The time finally comes and Valiant's like a kid on Christmas morning, getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valiant Grimari. Lost out to his partner at work. And in love, too. Love? It's the same old story, really. Two disciples and their mentor's only daughter. What has three sides and all of them pointy? Love triangle. That's pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. So if I'm not mistaken, Valiant and Thalassa are supposed to be brothers and sister, which makes Magnifies two kids. Zach was married into the family, if my understanding of this is correct. And in the middle of it all, Thalassa had Susie, and then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. So, unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take a closer look at the desk. This envelope's from the client who requested the forgery. Just think, if that had gotten lost in the mail, I'd still be wearing my attorney's badge. Okay. Picture of a young Mr. Misham and a very young Vera. They're smiling. They look happy. Of course, now Mr. Misham's passed away. Vera's on death's doorstep in the hospital. Guess I'll just do what I can and hope it's enough. Objection! I just have to do it when I see this pose. Can't believe it's been 7 years. I have to stop torturing myself with these things. I know, I'll just pretend it's saying something else. The post office? Why, it's right over there. Good day, sir. Okay. So we're going to end here. We're going to go to the Sunshine Coliseum. Because there's more things that we could do. Present day, Sunshine Coliseum. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valiant. 7 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd even see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I've got nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I need to hear it from you. I don't know about that. I have walked a different road these past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform Magnifi's repertoire. Do not be deceived. Balance skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Sakramari? His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Sakramari murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember as if it were only yesterday. Yet, that was not the way of it in the end. For a while, he vanished. The suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner, Zach, vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said. I had no idea. Yet, that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vandalin distraction. And here must I stand smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magnifique's death is still a mystery to this day, which is why I came here to get the answers from you. I knew it. I'll be seeking these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Alright, so we're going to end this one here. We are going to go back to here because I want to try presenting some evidence to him. So, Mr. Bristol, could you take a look at this? I hear you loud and clear, loud and clear. So, you want me to write an article on that, right? What's the angle? Actually, no, that's okay. I don't need an article. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on this. I hear ya. I hear you. You want me to sniff around for a scoop? Well, you've come to the right nose, my friend. It's odorless. Thanks. Okay, that was less than informative. Kind of. Because I feel like I'm missing something here. Mr. Burchell, do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times actually. But still, I never forget his wife. Delesa Grimari, Magnifique Grimari's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? Okay, that was what I was missing. So, Delesa married Zach and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? Didn't hear that one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. I didn't know. But she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. That's what we're gonna need. I've known Trucy since she was a little thing, too. She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family after all. Take care, Robo Venom. Appreciate you being here. Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa had another child besides Trucy, end quote. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah, yes. This one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance? Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Thalassa had another child? Do you think I could borrow this photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasions, you know. Thalassa's portrait added to the court record. I wouldn't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifique. I was just wondering what Magnifique would think of all of this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifique. With his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Grimari gene? Magnifique told me once, back when Zack married Thalassa. He said Zack had good eyes, but not good like Grimari's eyes. Not that good. Wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grimari secret was? Maybe nobody. No. Maybe nobody. Now that Zack's gone. Zack Grimari. Plot had finally begun to reveal itself. Sprouted from a warp in the Grimari fabric and grew, swallowing everything. Wrapping itself around the Grimari's power. A power which passed from Magnifique Grimari to Thalassa, to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Okay, so we finished that up. Time to quantum leap again. So, we have locks that we got to break for this one. Alright, so before I do that, what we're going to do is we're going to save this. I know you're sitting there, you're saying to yourself, this one's longer than a lot of the other streams we've had. And I said this one's going to be the longest one out of all the ones we've done. The Grimari Secret. I had to know more about this power of Trucy. It's like she can see right into people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew mine. After you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet, I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Thalassa Grimari? I will not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. You might want to ask Andy for help on this one. Even though we know the answer to this one, we just don't know what piece of evidence we need to use. I know why you don't want to talk about her. I don't think we're going to be using the portrait yet. I think the portrait is going to come later. Because remember, what they're talking about, what he's referring to is the incident, the accident. So we need a piece of evidence that connects that with the accident. Do you think it's the pistol? I can try it.
Take that!
The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame. One that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during a rehearsal to you and Valiant Grimari's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? Sure, Valiant would say the same thing. Why? Just like another murderer I might mention. Damn you! Her eyes. I love Thalassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead. Magnifique Grimari has joined her. So the only one with her powers left now is Trucy. Mr. Zach, I do not know. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's something else. Someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Thalace's power. How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power. And I know who. This one should be easy. We're already on portraits. I cannot just pick Thalace's portrait because I gotta pick a suspect. Somebody else other than Trucy has this power. That's what it's asking. This boy. His name is, I forget, something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. An attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law office. So, what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalasa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Now we can use what you're asking. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalasa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband. He died a year after they were wed, yes? See, this is why it don't make sense. He found out months after Shady Smith was murdered. And now he's going back to tell Shady Smith this. Does this make sense to you? He did not go to New Mexico, jump into Sam Beckett's quantum leap accelerator just to do all this. He was a performer. They met when he joined us Gramares as a guest in our show. After Thalasa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you said she had a child then? I have a photo of her here. Couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. These bracelets stand out. They are a Grimari family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the one in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zach? I took this photo of Thalesa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where the other one went. She gave it to this boy, her son. This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet the fact is that it is passed down the Grimari line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalesa once. This is what she told me. Her powers respond to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly, and she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So, she could see it. Not quite. This is the strange part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, object. Objects? Wait. Were they something she wore? Yes. Her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? So, I can explain this. So, the bracelet themselves don't have anything to them. But, brass, gold, and the bracelet being that tight, when you wear it, your body will sweat and it will create tension. So, you know how your body in the wintertime, it'll like shrink. And your body, when it gets warm, it'll expand, just like wood does. Wood will shrink in the wintertime and wood will expand in the wintertime. That's why in some cases, when you have a door that doesn't have a latch onto it, the door will get tight around it in the summertime, and then it won't latch at all in the wintertime because the wood has shrunk. Your body does the same thing. And that's basically the same feeling you get with one of those. That's pretty much how I'm going to explain that. That's not what the game's going to explain of how they work, but if you're looking at science logically, that makes a lot of sense. I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Oh, 3 new statements. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brothers and sisters, yes. And the brother too has this power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. Wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright. Tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. They're said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So in a sense of science, if this is what this is made out of, yes, the bracelet's going to shrink when it's cold and expand if it's warm. So your body's going to do the same thing. When your body is warm, it's going to expand. When your body is cold, it's going to shrink. It's very common sense. So it's basically what I said, but they're using the material, the bracelet. And like I said, brass and gold will do the same thing. Brass and gold will expand in the heat and shrink in the cold. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with the power. What I have told you, Grimoire's power reacts to tension in others. When a Grimoire senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute contractions of the muscle. So, minute. They cannot sense it on their own. The muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With the bracelet on, one can sense their contraction. Because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is the Grimoires can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such level of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something precisely. But wait, Lucy doesn't have any bracelets. You were talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary. She probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Grimoire. Thank you, Mr. Zach. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? Ah, I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? The night my mentor, Magnifique Grimoire, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. Test? In his last letter, Magnifique Grimoire worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. That night, I could not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Zach. What? It is thanked. for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zach. Though I would not have mind dying by you. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah! I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would give Valent his chance. Alright. Cat left, moved on my lap, and then decided to sit next to Mario. So we're going to put the camera back on me. You want to be on camera too? No? Okay. You had enough spotlight? You had enough spotlight, huh? Yeah. You had enough spotlight? Okay. I understand. Sometimes the public world is too much, yeah? It's a lot of stress, huh? Huh? Kitty butt. Kitty butt. Kitty ears, kitty head. A little bit of kitty there. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you were Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I, to the darkness, would go in my art with me. Well, he wants his attention. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah. Yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zach. And I'm sorry I have done much that was wrong in my day. Seems to me that Magnifi wanted you to be a successor all along. That's why the time is gave you was earlier than Valent. Perhaps. But it is not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days? Waiting for you to die. 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Ah. Now here I am, and his dream is ended. Worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me that put the blame for our mentor's death on him? Andy, he wants you to let him in. The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zach. Did you hear me, Andy? He wants you to let him in. He's waiting for you. There were rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off. But that's madness! Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night, Zach was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a serious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. To whom may concern, 7 years pass. I, Zach Grimari, murdered my mentor, Magnifique Grimari. I apologize for the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court. Hereby confess my crime, Zach Grimari. This confession, to use as I saw fit. Of course, he'd killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Fallon Grimari. Zach Grimari's confession added to the court record. Okay, so this would be what we're going to be needing here in the Sunshine Coliseum. So again, we're going to try this again. And then we're going to try to unlock these 2 locks. Because we have to have that before we unlock these locks. Which still doesn't make sense because we had to go in the future, talk to Brushel to go back into the past to get all that stuff. Now we have to get stuff from the present to go back further in the past. Yes, this is so complicated. He would need a time machine to do all of this. Magnifique's death. Ask what you will. You'll get nothing from me. I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years, I have endured. Now, finally, the curtains lift on my new golden age. All the miracles of our trope within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Fallon, but right now I need answers, and I think I'll start by dropping a bomb that should shake things up. Fallon, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. There is one thing that Phoenix Wright has that's going to scare Fallon Grimari. Do you know what it is? I don't think the confession is what he's going to be afraid of. There is something else that will scare him. And what might that be? I see it bears a Grimari seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner. I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnifique's miracles. What? Zach Grimari? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter. Lucy Enigmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zach is gone, vanished into the void. This is a general article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. What? Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnifique, yes, it was Zach, it was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zach Grimari shot Magnifique, was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifique Grimare? I think we can use this now. I believe I have the answers to your prayers right here. Zach Grimare wrote one more thing before passing on. This is a confession in which he admits the killing of Magnifique Grimare. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, giving them a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zach wrote this right in front of me, after I explained your situation to him. Alakazam! You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Grimare killed no one. Then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remained is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me, his partner? Ha 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 ha! A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifique Grimare in the forehead? If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor, Magnifique's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. I knew it. So Valiant Grimare did kill the great Magnifique. Ha 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 ha. So sorry, Mr. Wright. But it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple? Such as? I don't know. Knack and Talent Grimare, maybe? Knack and Talent. There's a reference. There's another reference. But I think that was changed from the original, because I think the original was Tack and Talent. Your wild fantasies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zach and Valiant received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now. It wasn't Zach or Valiant who shot Magnifique. Then it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means... Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the great Magnifique Grimare himself. So Magnifique Grimare committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it was as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifique Grimare? Yes. This is why I knew what he had done. Magnifi transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zach Ramari, not me. I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valiant Grimari confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? You see, I knew the 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understand Magnifi's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands. Little did I expect it had anything to do with the right to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon? Let me confess. I had intended to shoot Magnifi, and I planned on framing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifi's hospital room, which was IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zach did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifi called me back. I'm sorry, Valiant. I'm giving my magic to Zach. Not you. He still likes the draw he has. Please help if you can. I left the room. And then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard the fateful gunshot. Magnifique Grimari killing himself. Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zach killed him. He was the one. Frame him and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints. Then I used the syringe to add the IV liquid I had brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifi died and you framed Zach for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but yes, I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valiant. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruined by a dead man, but I find I was wrong. For Zach Lamar, it was a lie. Well, not anymore. And now, it occurs to me. What if he had not, the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now I think about it, I realize that I know you never saw proof of her demise. You never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flops on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner Zach Ramari. Then they'll apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Zach Ramari, J.D. Smith, whichever name you prefer, is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impudent dark that remained has taken another life. I knew what I had to do, push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. We know what man he's talking about. He's still here. So, we do need to finish this first. But I am still kind of confused on what I need to do here. Can I unlock these yet? I should be able to. We should be able to. You're hiding something. They won't let me do it. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True, when I asked the client's name, there was no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand. No backing down now. So, what's Mission hiding? It would not be the sample, because we have the sample in front of us. Would make sense it would be the client, because he's the forger. Like I said, I never met the client. How could I hide something I do not know? He did say that, didn't he? And with no Cyclops either. So, he's not lying about that, I guess. Ask as many times as you want. My answer is the same. I personally never spoke to the client. You personally? That is, Well, I made my stand. No backing down now. If it's not the client, because he's the forger. Oh yeah. Maybe he's not the forger. I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you just said. What is it then? You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops. Cyclops? Is that some sort of asylum security? Or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it wasn't me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally. Not personally. Those words triggered the Cyclops. Again with the Cyclops. No, I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet with the client? But someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence. Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. But I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about psych locks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I get them. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham. Poppycock. I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is... You know the answer to this one, Di. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it? Ridiculous. My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The psych lock tells me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho like myself. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius, you might call her. A precocious little girl, outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio. She watched me. She taught herself in that way. Drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. And devices are sharp. You would let her play with those? Do I detect a little bit of fatherly pride? So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once here to the studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? If their face is covered and they did not want to talk to me. So, they talked to your daughter? I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. And the little girl is the key to our mystery client's true identity. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more. Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? What's your choice, Di? Well, we actually have to talk to Vera. We have to get some answers. We can't save it for later. We don't really have a later. Mr. Misham, I have a request. Let me guess, you'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so, actually. With only one exception, which was, oddly enough, it was the client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. All right. Uh-oh, this could be tough. So the only way we're going to actually get her to talk is probably with this. Look at this. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp, how can I keep her talking? Well, we're going to have to pick the last one. Because we want to engage conversation with her. And if we talk about the magicians, we want to be able to talk with her. It's Trupe Gramari. Isn't Trupe Gramari amazing? Ah. Yes? Oh. I actually like these two, Zach and Valent. I mean, they're just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? Me too, I love them, they're so cool. It's like magic, yeah. All right, she's talking, not saying much, but it's a start. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Gramari Museum of Magic. The Gramari Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once, when I was little, with Father. Gramari's on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, pulling back together. They did it all. Yeah, maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zach and Valent, maybe? Oh, sure. All right, better get asking before she changes her mind. I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here. Why don't you like to go outside? There's bad people out there. Well, true, but there are a lot of good people, too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Gramari Museum. With you, in fact. Yes, actually, she was quite interested on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me good luck charm. Good luck charm? For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was. Father, I told you to keep that a secret. From the client, huh? This has to be her. This I have to hear about. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things? I really like painting a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same. So you did this too? Oh, yes, that was my first job. Your first? As I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this is totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer. She seems happy. Odd, her work was the last nailing Gramari coffin. I guess no one told her. They're the best in the world! Huh? Oh, you mean Trupe Gramari, of course. Father gave it to me. Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it. I guess I just took it, yeah. Took it? I got a letter from that person. That person? You mean the letter was from the client? Oh, we talked about the Gramaris forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it. They're a sneaky one, client. So, they were trying to get on her good side. Commemorative stamp updated in the court record. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job, and you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received? I can't talk about it. Eh? If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told. Yeah, but I really have to know. Right, time to do some psych unlocking. I think we have enough to do this one. I think we have enough to do this one. Because, I don't know what else I need to get. So let's try it. The client. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp? No, that's not why. They listened to me. To my problem. Problem that keeps her inside all the time? Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely had to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm. Good luck charm. That your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? What do you think it is, Di? Hey, it's all of them. Okay, I went through them again. Did you find it? No, she said it was not the stamp. She doesn't have this portrait. This is not related to Vera or Drew. It is on page 2, yes. The diary has no relation. Well, this particular diary right now would not be her good luck charm because the diary is not in her possession. You were not thinking that? Because you remember, in the trial, she had this with her.
Take that!
This was what they gave you, wasn't it? Ah! And remember, it was sitting on the table, too. The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? I heard once cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting on any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? You gotta remember where we got that bottle from. No. Valent is not picky on his appearance. He doesn't care about fingernail polish. This man wears gloves. He would not need to wear fingernail polish. Plus, I'll give you another hint. He's right now in solitary confinement. This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. I promise. I promise not to tell. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client, I promise. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore, I got your answer. You're pretty confident in this charm then. I think they might be the devil. Huh? Or maybe an angel. But what do you mean? I saw it. Or I think I saw it when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile. So where'd you see the devil then? It was quick. I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe it was my good luck charm. I'm not sure what this devil she saw was, but it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Ramari. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad. I'll put on a smile next time I come, promise. Hope to see you smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it was already too late. So this leads us down to one more. So there is no exact order that you could do this. You could do these any order, but you can only do them in order the way the game will allow you to do it. Once all of them are unlocked, you can do them in any order you want. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. We're almost at the end. Do you know when he'll be finished? Well, did you go find out? Ah, certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. My apologies to the guard. There's something I need to see. There it is, a yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew Misham. I was right. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this atroquinine spray finds anything. And we are going to spray here. So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. So they didn't do a really good job blocking the address. So it's Drew Misham. 42 Apple Street, something Spring, California 96012. So it says the name is not Drew Misham. It looks like David. It was this stamp, all right. No mistaking it. His last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came, like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please, release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report through Misham. Gotcha. Letter from Misham added to the court record. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Gavin, I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, something I have to ask. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Baron Misham hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atroquinine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry. Forgot I had it. Many thanks. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter. Final trial. Find the truth. You're the only one who can. You were worried that it was going to be longer, weren't you? So, what do you think? A lot did happen, yes. That was the longest investigation we actually had. So next week will be the last, hopefully the last episode for Apollo Justice. And then we're going to take a week off, and then we're going to start Dual Destinies. If Phoenix is in here watching, please let him know. If next week's the last episode for Apollo Justice, we take a week break before we go into Dual Destinies. Okay. Need camera. Okay. Alrighty then. So, time to catch up for what we're going to be doing for the week. Okay. So, tomorrow is going to be Andy's stream with The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, 4 Swords. Wednesday we're going to go back to Dahak, DU. And Thursday and Friday will be the only football we have this week. So we're going to do 2 games on Thursday, 2 games on Friday. They're going to start around 6 o'clock. Okay? If you have a plan for a stream on Thursday and Friday, let me know and I can bump those games up a half an hour early. Because you can do a stream at those times. So 6 o'clock will be the latest. I will bump them up between 5 and 5:30 if I have to, if you're streaming Thursday and Friday, okay? Because there's not going to be a whole day of games on Thursday and Friday. So that's going to be the same for next week, because there will be 4 games next week, Thursday and Friday, between 5 and 6 o'clock if you're streaming. And then we have the 2 championship games. I'm going to do both of them on the same day. They will be both on Friday, either at 5 or 6 o'clock. This is the last week for emails for all 32 teams. We still have to continue emails and newspapers for the teams in the playoff, okay? So you're not going to get a very big load. But we're going to still continue the emails and newspapers until the end of the season. It just won't consist all 32 teams. Okay? Phoenix, you've been listening. Did you hear what I said about today's stream? If tomorrow's the last day for Apollo Justice, or not tomorrow, next week, next Monday is going to be the last week for Apollo Justice, we take a week break before we go into Dual Destinies. You better not forget. Okay? Good. I don't want you forgetting. Okay. But this is the last week for the awards and the Pro Bowl. So when I get the stream set up, that's going to be Phoenix's job, is to do the Pro Bowl, because that's this would be the last week for it. We won't have to worry about doing it again afterwards. So it'll just be the emails and the newspapers. And if it's easier for both of you, you can do it on Monday, and we don't have to waste the stream for it. So if that makes it easy on you, we can do it on Monday to get it over with. There is some things that we are going to stream today that is necessary. It's going to be big. Okay? So your workload, you guys' workload isn't as heavy as it was early in the season. So you guys got a big break. So finishing off the week, Andy is going to take over on Saturday and Sunday for his streams. And I take back over on Monday with Apollo Justice. Any questions? Okay. Well, that's going to be it for me for tonight. You guys all have a wonderful night. You guys take care.